Hello, my name's 𝐬𝐭𝐢𝐧𝐠, and today I would like to talk to you about a new thing that I'm doing, which is a writer's log. So this is where I talk to you guys about my story and the progress that it's making. So it's been a while. It's been really hard trying to keep it all together, keep it in my head. I have been working on this story since 2010, actually. I didn't know that I was working on it for that long, but apparently I was. So when I went back and got the actual time frame, it was a little nuts. But fun part being, I had no way to digitally record my story. I've written with people for many, many years, did role-playing, so if you're just that kind of person that, you play D&D or you come up with your own stories, don't feel embarrassed by it, because that is exactly how I came into it. And it started on MySpace, believe it or not. That's how old I am. But for the most part, this whole journey is thanks to wanting to tell stories. And for the most part, this first story that I'm trying to tell is not in any means something new or grand, but it is a long epic which has many characters. There are 40 characters at this point, and yeah, it's just a lot. So the reason why I've never been able to really get anything done was I wasn't sure about the format. Did I want to write as a novel? Did I want to, do a graphic novel? And for the longest time, yes, I wanted to do both, one at a time, but I have officially decided on both. So it's both going to be a written novel and a graphic novel. And the art is done by me. That's kind of the big reason why nobody's seen it or heard anything about it, unless you were there writing the story with me at some point in time. But yes, it's a basic story. I'm not going to give you too much information on it right now, but as this first log comes out, I would like you guys just to know that I've never written on Google Docs. I've never done anything except write in like a notepad or a WordPad and kept those files saved. Most of the files weren't saved at all, actually. In fact, they were just written and discarded like it was nothing. I never had any intention of using them. But now that I want to, I am currently using Obsidian. So I'm not sponsored. This is just, I truly like this program. Obsidian is a software which, how would I put it? Correction. Obsidian is a type of software that can be used to kind of like write sticky notes to yourself. You can write notes, you can put it on this canvas is what it's called. So you can have a whole list and it be in its own little box, and there's a little scrolly and you can scroll through the box. So, but that box stays right there, and you can have multiple boxes all over your screen. But you can also put images. So if you have like images and you want to keep like everything that's pretty much just in your mind on screen, that's exactly what it does. There are various complicated things you could do with it, like put your own coding into it and all that. I don't do any of that. But I like that you can put arrows to certain boxes, so it's just kind of like a big brainstorm. So now that I'm using Obsidian, I would also like to announce that, and mind you, all of my notes that I had that weren't digital were handwritten. So I had character profile sheets written out, name, birthplace, occupation, all of their information, all on a page. So I have had pages and pages and pages, and it's been in this beautiful binder for over 10 years. So just so you guys can get a look at what I'm talking about. I have printed pages of some of the digital work. I've carried on with whatever I could forever. There's so many pieces of paper that it turned out that I needed to write all of my chapters down in plots. So I did. I wrote the name of the chapter and about 3 sentences giving the whole plot, all on these notes. So here's my story at the moment. So there's, about 40 characters. There's about 50 chapters already. But I don't need these anymore. They're all digitalized, which is the point of this vlog, I should say. So just to announce that everything is digitalized. I'm very happy about it. And yeah, at the moment, my story is called 𝐫𝐢𝐭, E-R-I-O-N. I never thought I was going to keep it. Like, it's the name of the planet, but that's also the name of the story. I don't know if the name of the story is going to change at some point. But yeah, so for right now, when people are asking me about my story is called 𝐫𝐢𝐭. Hey, Vel, how's 𝐫𝐢𝐭 going? Well, it's going, and I'm really excited. So it's all digitalized. I have more stuff to put in because there are other various characters that I realized I don't have their information. But it's mostly just to keep me on track because there's just so much. So aside from the story being on Obsidian, currently I'm working on reworking it to put it back on my website so that you guys can see it. And yes, it will be available to read on my website someday. I literally want to say, like, think like 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, because it's a lot, especially when you're the one doing everything. But yeah, a lot of people have been with me for 5 years or more since I decided I wanted to do this seriously. So thank you to those people. You guys are literally the reason this is happening. So thank you for your support. But yeah, I'm trying to redo the website so that it properly shows and explains the story. So when that comes out, I'll tell you guys what the story is about. But for now, there are a very, very select few of beta readers, and I'm sure they're very excited to know that this is happening. So yeah, it's a progress. It's a big, big progress. It's a big story. Like I said, it's nothing magically fantastic that's going to be the greatest story in the universe. Like, you know, it's not going to be like Star Wars changing the face of Hollywood kind of deal. This is like a very basic story that everybody can understand and get into. But this is probably also the best way to get into reading fantasy, high fantasy even. So if you're into that kind of thing or curious about it, we're going from square one, and I'm not the only person who's done it. There are many people who have done where it's like, oh, magic no longer exists, blah, blah, blah. We're in a very basic, a world kind of like what we're living in now. It's the same story. It is the same story. That's all I can tell you at the moment. So it goes from something very realistic that's tangible to, oh, things are changing and what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And then you find out about the history of the world and all this other shit. It's just, there's so much to it, you guys. I've been writing this story for a very long time. So even though it's not crazy new, it's just something that I feel like everybody can relate to and be happy with, to feel as though, oh, hey, we're starting at a really good point and it's getting to a progressive bit where you can go further into the story. There are other stories I would wish to tell that are more sci-fi and very cool, but, you know, interplanetary, but we're not going to get into those. So this is just my introduction, especially just to say hello and hope that anyone who's interested, you know, I really appreciate it. And, you know, I hope it goes well, but, you know, what can you do? Like, I'm very happy with it just being a mediocre story that I think will be just cool to do, to have this big project, especially to take it on alone. So I am also the artist, so I'm drawing everything. And right now, kind of like the struggles are within that, trying to balance my real life stuff with, of course, those of you who've seen my mountain vlogs, this is where I live. I live in the mountains, so fun fact. But also, I'm writing the story, I'm trying to keep up with the story, and I'm trying to run a business at the same time. It's a lot. But the big thing about this story in particular is, as of where we're at. So again, I'm trying to do the website, and right now I have decided that I want to start it with a map. You know, you have the map and you just start scrolling down and it gives you more and more information. Problem already. Number one problem. Because there's no art, I have done one art piece. Oh, I take that back. I did one environment piece, like location piece, and then I did one concept character piece. And those are all the pieces. That's all I've got for my story as far as art is concerned. But yeah, I want to redo the map. And when I looked at my map, I have had this map for so many years, and I was like dead set on it. And it's so funny because now I'm like, I need a new map. I need to redraw my map because this isn't lining up with what I want. So it's kind of this crazy thing where I have randomly decided, oh my god, I want to change literally the face of my planet. And I haven't done that yet. I need to start that project. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. And hopefully we'll kind of get there along the way, giving you more character information, just more information about the world, the story, everything. So yeah, all I can say is thank you so much. And I hope new people stick with me on this. This is a very long progressed story that's someday hopefully going to make it out there. If I just sat and wrote it as a novel, I'm pretty sure I could finish it within a few years, no big deal. But trying to do a novel and the graphic novel and do it all at the same time, I know I'm asking a lot for myself, especially since like I am a fantastic artist, I am a fantastic character artist, but my environments can use some work. Oh my god, it's really difficult for me, but you know, it's just kind of one of those things where it's something I have to work on. When I started this story, I didn't even know how to do art at all. In fact, I would take pictures from the internet, like, you know, like a League of Legends character, put them on Photoshop, and I had to use a mouse, and I would paint over the character. Like if they had a headpiece, I would paint over it so that they just had hair like mine. And after a while, it was kind of like, okay, I'm doing Photoshop and I'm like manipulating these pictures that already exist. And while they are wonderful, I want to create my own original art. So I learned how to do digital art for the last 10 years, specifically to write this novel. So it's just this hilarious, amazing thing that is working out the way it is. I don't even know. But yeah, we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we really are getting there. And I can't really give you guys time frames on anything. It's just as I can afford the time to do it. So if you guys just want the story, you want it now, all I could say is I need more support. So the more support you guys give, the more I can work on this story. But otherwise, it's just in my free time. So crazy enough to say it. Thank you for listening to me blabber on about this wonderful grand story that's eventually going to come to pass. But yeah, hopefully within the next log, I'll be able to give you guys a lot more information and be able to tell you that the website's done. I don't know, it's going to take a while, but yeah, this is where we're at, and this is what, March 22nd, 2024. Good luck to the rest of us for the rest of this time. I don't plan on getting outside help for this, at least not at the moment. So again, this is going to be a solo project and has been a solo project for, I don't know, what, more than 15 years? I can't count. Don't judge me. I'm an artist, not a mathematician. So yeah, anyway, there's so much to do, and I just would really like to get it done eventually. So this is the way it's going to go. The plan is to release one chapter at a time, both in the visual form and the written form. So it's going to take a long time. But again, if I happen to get a lot of support, I don't know, maybe I'll start with the written story first just to get it out of the way and say, here's the story, publish, and then you guys can read it and be like, okay, now where's the novel? Because that's generally how it goes, right? So, or where's the next book? Where's the next book? Where's the next part of the story? It is a long story already, but we'll see. Thank you so much. Again, like I can't say thank you enough. Thank you so much for just knowing and understanding and realizing that, like, oh hey, this project exists and it's gonna eventually come into fruition. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the next log. It might be a few months, but I will try my best to get on that for you. But until then, Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Go ahead, leave me questions, comments, concerns in the comments. I will get to them as I can, but do understand that I'm also not going to reveal too much, so don't expect answers to like, what's the main character's name, blah 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 blah. I'm not giving that kind of stuff away. But if you want to ask questions on like writing a story and getting it done and the legal side of it, that kind of stuff, because I've done all my research, I can answer those kinds of questions. But regardless, until next time, goodbye. It's been a pleasure.